We got a little visitor at the shop today. That's the cat lady Van. You remember her? I did a van tour of her rig a little while ago. Her and her little kitty cat came by for a little visit.
Who's inside the shop, buddy? Hey? Whose van is that? His tail's looking like, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that, buddy? So our dear friend Emmy here is having problems with her batteries, just like I am. Yeah, and that's a standard winter thing. So I think her and I probably have the same alternator, so we're only pushing back so many amps and watts at the same time, where some other vehicles are equipped with a higher output alternator, meaning that they're shoving massive amounts of power backwards. Seems to be the Ford Econoline thing. That's not the case.
Yeah, but I wanted to put the hinge.
Cruzy's yelling and Kelly's up there going, yeah. Look at the look on the cat's face, like, please, Mom, don't let it in here. Please, Mom, don't do it. Make a little pit stop at the garbage dump. How's that for a nice view, eh, guys? Where's the party at? It's nice and warm in here.
And I figured since I bought a 10-foot tall ladder for the shop, I should probably put it to some use. So I'm measuring the flat surfaces on Emmy's roof so she knows when it comes time to adding solar what kind of space she has up on top of her van. Because she doesn't have a ladder on or in her van, so doing this on her own could be a pretty big challenge. Talking about challenge, watching me put on a power bar, yeah that hurt.
It's gonna be the title of the video.
Really, bro?
Dude, I can't even mount a power bar. Look at that. Hey!
Good job, Crumb.
You know, it only took me like 2 seconds. Took me a lot longer than that. Where are you going?
I have to go use your bathroom, Crumb.
Okay, go ahead. Go use my bathroom. See what happens? Yep, bye. So many people in comments were like, Chrome, don't you think that's very rude of you if you have people over and you don't have a bathroom for them to use? My instant thought was no, because most of the people I know live in their vans, which means they can go back to their own bathroom and take a poop or whatever they got to do in their own house. Emmy, please don't do that in here. Go outside if you can do a number 2. Because I'm pretty sure that smell won't get out of the shop. Just saying. But yeah, that's why bathrooms aren't such a thing. On that note, that's probably a good idea. I'm gonna go outside and take a peek. See? You're taking a little long in there. Thanks for coming by, Emmy.
You're welcome.
Hi, Emmy's channel. How are you? I don't know if that really helped out Emmy at all with any of her power problems, but it seems to be a frequent thing with a lot of vanners nowadays because of our poor solar conditions, having the ability to get our batteries charged up. Emmy is a little bit of a different situation because she does not have any solar up on the roof, and she is also brand new to having things in her vehicle that are pulling constant power. I myself have had things like a fridge in my van or lighting in my van, things that always pulled constant power on a regular basis through day-to-day use. Emmy, on the other hand, she started her van life living in a car for 1 year with no heat, no nothing, just the basics of what she needed to have a good night's sleep at night. And then when she first got her van, she didn't have anything in it. She kept it super simple, super basic, no power, nothing at all. She ended up buying a little Jackery battery, and that was about it. But when you have a small little portable battery like that, you end up being extra cautious with the amount of power you have because it's in a tiny little baby package, and you know that little thing packs just enough power to get you by on some of the basics. But once you start getting into having batteries, so in the back of Emmy's van has two 125-hour amp hour AGM batteries that I gave her. They used to be my batteries, so I don't know if they're in really great condition or not. I had those things for a very short span of time before CanBat, which is the brand of batteries that I have in my van now, before CanBat reached out and wanted to give me some free lithiums. So then I donated my AGMs to Emmy. So the batteries themselves, they may not be in great shape, but she is also only charging via driving. No solar, no whatsoever, no nothing. And when you're doing just driving, you need to either have an extremely high output alternator or drive a lot. Over the years, me and my van, I've been literally letting my van just idle for about an hour in the morning just to get some juice in bad solar times, or just drive around a lot with the YouTube channel, do lots of exploring, and by the time that day is done, my batteries usually be topped up and good to go. Recently, I myself have been having battery problems. That's because I have not been driving, and I think my power needs have increased since last year. And I think my main increase from that comes from turning my fridge into a freezer. So I always had a fridge freezer, now I got a freezer. That's gonna change soon because I actually ordered a very tiny little baby, I don't know, it's like 2 feet by 2 feet, a little tiny little deep freeze for inside the shop here, so I can take some of Cruz's frozen food and just throw it in here at the shop, freeing up half of that freezer. It always gets confusing when I bring this up, into a fridge space for me to have a little bit more, inside the van, and that might cut down a little bit of my power needs. So today all we did is we made sure that Emmy's back batteries had a good charge in it, made sure her starting battery had a good charge in it, and she's got a good fresh start. So now she's gonna head on down the road somewhere and she will see what it's like now running her system with fully charged up batteries to see if she could maintain keeping them topped up. I think what happened with her is she started off with my batteries being half dead, and I don't think she ever really charged them in the last just about year or so that she's had them. Maybe 8 months, a year. I don't remember how long it's been, but anyway, guys, it was kind of fun to have somebody else in the shop here doing something in here. And it was weird because both my van and the ambulance were parked outside. She kind of had the entire shop to her, but it was kind of nice. I didn't really do anything. We just took a look at her system a little bit, and then I just sat here and honestly ate junk food and listened to music and stuff. That was about it. But anyway, we're gonna lock up the shop here and shut off all the speakers and stuff. I installed some power bars down here, which will be the power units for my speakers. So at the end of the day, I gotta go like this and the entire sound system will shut off. As of right now, we are unplugging from the wall. Oh man. Some Dad's oatmeal cookies. We're gonna put those in my pocket. Can't forget Cruz's dog bowl. That, my friends, looks pretty good over there. I love that. Door's locked. Gotta arm the alarm. That's a cool looking rig over there. Look at that one. Ah, that is super rad. Weather is miserable out there. Oh, this West Coast rain. This whole topic about powering your van and what it's like for solar in the winter and all of our power problems and power needs. It's a hard subject to talk about because everybody's got their own opinion and what worked for them and what I'm doing wrong and why I shouldn't have bought this product, why I have this. And the only right way to do it is to do it the way that you feel is right. Don't listen to everybody else. If I'm using this Renogy DC to DC charge control unit, I like it because it's simple, that's my own thing. And I know a lot of people like, you shouldn't have bought that one. You should have bought one that lets more power back or whatever. You know, it is what it is. You buy what you buy in the right moment when you feel it's right. Do I feel the need to upgrade some things? When it comes to my solar and stuff, no, I don't. I absolutely don't. Do I wish I had more stored power, aka battery storage? Yes, I do. I just don't have any space in my van to increase my battery capacity. I have two 100 amp hour lithium batteries and I do not have room for any more. It is what it is. The only option from that point is to upgrade to the new Victron one. So Victron makes a battery that's in the same size as my batteries, but they're 200 amp hours. So I could literally double my power by putting the 200 amp hour lithium batteries in the same spots where my 100s are. Is that appealing? Yes. Is the price appealing? No. Those things are so expensive. But, you know, it is what it is. I know we get a lot of people on our channel here that doesn't really understand because they don't live here. A lot of people are like, well, I get solar just fine in the winters, but they're also messaging me from Arizona or California or somewhere down south where they're getting really decent sunshine exposure all winter. We see rain, a ton of rain out here on the West Coast, and our solar conditions aren't so great. I've heard things on my channel like people saying, well, we still get solar when it's raining because your sun is above you. Our sun is literally way over on the south side, so we get pretty bad solar conditions for a better part of like 5-6 months out of the year. And that's just a battle that we just have to go through. We have to be innovative and creative when it comes to getting the right kind of power in, or maybe choosing places to go where we can plug in, or magically just chase that sunshine if you have that option. I really enjoy my time here on the West Coast in the winter. I honestly don't feel that need to chase it down south and sit in the desert for a better part of the winter. That's just, I'm not quite there yet in my life, and I'm pretty sure maybe there's going to be some point in the future. Grizzly, you realize how wet you are? You want to jump up on the bed? Okay, go ahead. He's soaking wet, and we still haven't put our bedding back on there yet. Grizz, we haven't even made the bed yet. But yeah, guys, we all do what we can do. We do what we feel right with, and solar is a tricky thing. Batteries are a tricky thing. Even amongst my friend group, we all have our own opinions. All of us. Anybody I've known that we've had conversations with about power all have their own different opinions. But this weather is just the reality of our West Coast van life here in the wintertime. I never complained about this last year. This was not a thing for me last year. I think because all we did last year was drive. And now, since we have the Van City Van Life headquarters, aka the shop, I've been driving a lot less than what we normally do. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe I just need to stay away from the shop for a while and roam around this island like a crazy bugger and get some juice back in my batteries. But anyway, and for all the people that are like, just plug into the shop, I have. I'm just not always at the shop enough in a day to top it up. And it's really no big deal. I don't want to be topped up by plugging in. That's not my thing. I want to be self-sufficient in this van without the need of the grid for anything inside of my home, you know? But anyway, guys, I went online onto eBay. Maybe it was a mistake, I don't know. But I went onto eBay today and I ordered a high output alternator. I don't know anything about them. I found one that has good reviews and I bought it. So maybe if you guys got any tips and tricks, it's already on order anyway. Kind of screwed now, I'm kind of getting it. But I ordered a 300 amp high output alternator. My one in my van's only 130 amps. I may not have needed a 300 amp, but when I was doing some research on those high output alternators, it says you really can't go too big on one of those things, but you can have a small alternator that just doesn't cut it for any extra things you're pulling from your standard battery system. So they said you can't go too big. It's just too much power. It's fine. It's okay. It doesn't bother anything. So I bought the 300 amp one, knowing that there's going to be a ton of extra power coming back. Anyway, this is not a subject I enjoy talking about. I don't like talking about things like this. It's not, it's a weird thing, right? I have a YouTube channel, but these are subjects that I find incredibly frustrating to talk about because it's not an interesting part of my van life. Like all this electrical and solar and all the technical stuff is not a thing for me. It's not something that's ever been of a big interest. Sure, I have some basic knowledge on it, but it's just talking about it's like, leave it to an expert. So if you guys want any information when it comes to solar and electricity, go Google Will Prowse. The guy's a little bit of a rock star when it comes to solar and electricity. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm done for the day. Me and Cruz, oh my gosh, Cruzy's already passed out. Look at. Hey buddy, are you sleeping already? No, Dad, I'm trying to keep my eyes open. He was an absolute maniac in the shop tonight. All right, see you guys.